Picture this. A gorgeous 40-year-old woman looks you straight in the eyes and says, "In Sweden, we do things you Americans would never understand." Then she adds something that will make your knees shake. That one sentence will change everything you thought you knew about this country. But to get there, we first need to unveil all the secrets that Swedes jealously hide from the world. Hey there, fellow travelers. Today I'm taking you to discover the real Sweden, the one you'll never find in tourist guides. Get ready, because what I'm about to tell you will forever change your idea of this Nordic nation. The myth of the Scandinavian paradise. When you think of Sweden, what comes to mind? IKEA, Volvo, perfect welfare. But reality is way more complex than that. Behind the perfect facade of the Swedish model lie contradictions that will leave you speechless. Let's start with this country's natural beauty. The landscapes are truly breathtaking. Endless forests that look like they came out of fairy tale, crystal clear lakes that reflect the sky like perfect mirrors, and those northern lights that make you feel small before the universe. But there's a price to pay for all this beauty. The winter that changes people. Swedish winter is no joke. We're talking about months where the sun sets at 3 p.m. and you don't see it again until 10 a.m. Total darkness for 6 months a year. You know what happens to people's minds? Seasonal depression hits 1 in 4 Swedes. Pharmacies sell more antidepressants than aspirin. But here's the plot twist. Precisely because of this, Swedes have developed a unique way of life. They've transformed cold and darkness into opportunities. Their homes are little paradises of warmth and comfort. The concept of hygge, that feeling of domestic well-being, is like a religion here. Nordic women, breathtaking beauty. Now let's talk about what everyone wants to know, but no one says openly. Are Swedish women really as beautiful as they say? The answer is yes, but the truth is more complex. They're tall, elegant, with blonde hair that seems kissed by the Arctic sun and blue eyes that hypnotize you. But it's not just genetics. It's their lifestyle. They've been doing sports since childhood, eating healthy by tradition, having a natural relationship with their bodies that we Americans can only envy. The secret? The sauna. Every Swede goes to sauna at least 3 times a week. Not only does it keep their skin perfect, but it also creates that strong and determined character that defines them. When a Swedish woman looks you in the eyes, you immediately feel she's a woman who knows what she wants. And then there's their relationship with sensuality. Much freer than ours, but also more refined. They don't show off, they don't provoke. They're naturally seductive without even realizing it. In saunas, for example, men and women stay together completely naked and no one finds anything strange about it. It's absolute normality. But watch out. Looking is normal, touching is forbidden. The rules of the game are ironclad, and woe to anyone who breaks them. The system that controls everything. But behind this beauty hides something unsettling. In Sweden, there's an unwritten social rule called Jantelagen, the law of Janty. It basically tells you never to stand out from others, never to think you're better, to always stay average. This has created a society where everyone smiles, everyone is polite, but where individuality is repressed. Swedes are masters at hiding what they really think. Behind that perfect smile, there's often deep loneliness. Alcohol, the North's most hidden secret. Here's something tourist guides will never tell you. Swedes have a very complicated relationship with alcohol. During the week, they're sober and composed, but on weekends, they completely transform. It's like they have 2 different personalities. Alcohol costs a fortune. A good bottle of wine can cost 30 euros, and you can only buy at state stores. But on Saturday night, Stockholm becomes a completely different city. Young people go wild in ways that we Americans have trouble understanding. It's their way of freeing themselves from that social pressure I was telling you about earlier. And here things happen that you wouldn't believe. I've heard stories of private parties where inhibitions completely disappear, where that Nordic coldness transforms into unbridled passion. But we'll talk more about this later. The hidden cities. Stockholm is beautiful. That's undeniable. Built on 14 islands, with those colorful buildings reflected in the water and bridges that look like they came out of painting. But you discover the real Sweden in the northern towns. Places like Kiruna, where the sun never sets for 2 months a year, or like Göteborg, with its canals and Port Sol. And then there are the Sami villages, the indigenous people of Lapland. Here time has stopped. They still raise reindeer, live in symbiosis with nature, maintain millennial traditions. A world that's disappearing and that few tourists have the privilege to see. The dark side of welfare. Everyone talks about the famous Swedish model, perfect welfare. But reality is more complicated. Yes, healthcare is free, university costs little, social assistance exists. But the price to pay is sky high. Taxes reach 60% of your salary. And we're not just talking about money. The system is so pervasive that it controls every aspect of life. The state decides how to educate your children, how to heat your home, what to eat. Individual freedom, the real kind, is a luxury that few can afford. The secrets of Swedish summer. But there's a magical moment in Sweden, summer. When midnight sun arrives, Swedes become completely different people. It's like they wake up from hibernation. Cities fill with life. Parks become places of celebration. Everyone seems happier and more relaxed. It's in these moments that you discover the true Swedish character. Generous, open, warm. It's like that sun that never sets also melts the ice in their hearts. And here we return to that sentence I told you at the beginning. It was during one of these summer evenings that a woman explained the real secret of the Swedes to me. We live 9 months a year repressed by cold and darkness, she told me, looking at me with those blue eyes that seemed to pierce my soul. But when summer comes, when the sun never sets, we transform. We do things you Americans would never understand, because we know that soon the darkness will return. And then she told me about secret parties in the woods, about ancestral traditions that mix with modernity, about summer rituals that involve the whole country. Things no tourist will ever see, because you need to be accepted by the community. You need to become one of them, the double life of the Swedes. And here's the final secret that changes everything. Swedes live a double life. On one hand, social control, iron rules, apparent perfection. On the other, a wild freedom that explodes when no one's watching. Take their relationship with sex. Publicly, they're modest, respectful, politically correct. But privately, they're among the freest in the world. Sex shops are completely normal. Dating sites explode with activity. Private parties reach levels of freedom that would make a Frenchman blush. It's like that social repression creates a pressure that has to explode somewhere. And when it explodes, believe me, there are no half measures. The truth no one tells you. Sweden is a country of extreme contrasts. Breathtaking beauty and deep loneliness. Apparent freedom and social control. Beautiful women, but complex to understand. Generous welfare, but soul-crushing. A society perfect on the surface, but full of secrets in the depths. It's a country that will fascinate and disturb you at the same time. A place where perfection has a price that not everyone is willing to pay. But also a place where, if you know how, you can discover a freedom you'll never find anywhere else. Every week, I'll reveal other secrets and wonders. I'll tell you about traditions that still survive today and about women who would make even the bravest man tremble. If you like the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Click one of the suggested videos on the screen to continue the adventure. We still have so many amazing places to discover together.